Hello students, good morning. Today we see about a topic which converts one type of data into another type. Before that, all of you know about what are the data types present in Python. So there are basic three data types. One is a number, second one is a string, and third one is a date. In case of number, we have seen a float and integer. In case of string, string and character, and in date there is a date function. So by default, when you create any variable, suppose you have written x is equal to 3.14. So Python understood that x is a variable of float data type. And when you write s is equal to inverted comma India, so Python understood that s is a string variable. It is called as a implicit conversion, means it is internally converted based on the data. But when you want to convert data explicitly or by externally, in that case also there are various functions are there or various options are there. So today we see about these options or the types of conversion. So it is very easy and very powerful component of the Python. So Python provide a collection of built-in functions that converts values from one type to another. To convert between type, you simply use the name as a function. So let us see one example, which is a int expression. So when you write this function, it will convert given expression into the integer value, but the expression should be number, because you can see the example downside. So when you write int in bracket 32 in inverted comma, then it will convert that expression into integer number 32. But when you write int in bracket hello, so it will shows error, and the error is trace back most recent call last a file. The file name is given line 1 in module int hello. It means when you want to convert a number from string to integer, you can use the int function, but string cannot be converted into the integer. Then the next one, another one more example is there. Suppose int 3.999, so it will print value 3, because integer take value before the decimal or left hand side of the decimal, that's why it will shows 3. Next one, float, it is the same as integer. So this function converts given value into the float value. So you can see the example float 32, it will convert into 32.0. So when we write float 3.14159, it is a string. So this value is also converted into 3.14159. Then one more float plus 1.23, it get converted into the 1.23. Another one is there divided by n means new line, so it is also converted into float value. Then next one is a string, so which returns string containing nicely printable representation of an object, means in simple words it converts given objects into the string. So when you write str32, now 32 is a integer value, and when you use this, it will print as a 32 in single quote, because it is a string value. Then one more example is there, str 3.14159, it will convert into the string. So like that. Next one is a representation object. So return string containing a printable representation of an object. Printable means there is one rule in case of any programming language. So when you want to take input from the user, that input always present in a string, and when you display input or display output to the user, it should be present in a string. So when we going to create our projects, in that case I will explain very clearly that how each and every part of programming input and output is considered as a string. So representation, so let us see example. String is equal to class 11th A has 45 students, and when you print it, it will print as it is, but when you represent it, it will print as a, you can see before print it was single quote class 11th A has a 45 students, but when you apply representation in bracket string, it will provide a double inverted comma before your given string. So it is shown as a double inverted comma, then single quote, class 11th A has a 45 students, then single quote complete, and then double quote complete. Means it will show string in a representation format or representable format. Then the next one more example is there, which is x is equal to 10 into 25, y is equal to 200 into 200, and it will print the value in a representation form. Next comes to eval. So and str eval, it converts string containing a valid expression to an object. For example, eval str 22 upon 3, and it will get converted into 7. So when you write eval means evaluate or calculate value of a given expression. So eval str 22 upon 3 plus 1, so it will shows as a 8. So this is about eval function. Next one is a chr. So the method returns a string of one character whose ASCII code is an integer x. For example, ASCII means it is a American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So each and every key or the character present on keyboard, it has its own ASCII value. ASCII means its number value. For example, for small a, the value of ASCII is 97. Then you can see next example here. So when you write chr in bracket 97, so you have provided ASCII value. So it will evaluate what is a character which contains value as a 97, and that character is a small a. The next one chr 255, so it will shows as a y. The next one chr 65, it will shows capital A. Means in case of ASCII, capital and small letters have a different values for a printing. The next one ordx, given string of a length 1, it's returned to integer represented the Unicode code point of a character when the argument is Unicode object. So let us see ord a. So it will print value 65, means it is opposite to the chr function. Chr by it get numbers and convert value into characters, but in case of ord, which get character and converts its value into ASCII value. And the next one hex means hexadecimal, so converts an integer to hexadecimal string. For example, hex 23, it get converted into ox 17. Then suppose the value is hex 150, it will get converted into ox 96. So these functions are very easy, and it is just understanding purpose. You don't go for how hex gives value ox 17. So whatever value number you provide, its hex value will be provided by this function. Then the octal, so it converts integer into hexadecimal string. For a example,